and welcome to another exciting episode of Your Life, Your Money with yours truly, Brianna Cologne. As always, I tell you, tell a neighbor, tell a friend, hey girl, Brianna show is on. You don't want to miss today's topic because today we're going to be talking about college planning and everything you need to know if you are a parent or grandparent and you have a child or grandchild that is either in middle school or high school or in college. You will definitely want to tune in for today's broadcast as we have a special guest with us today. I'm going to read you a little bit of her bio and then we're going to bring her on. So excited to be back live with you. We've been pre-recording the shows up until now because of COVID and everything, but I'm trying to move up in the world. So now we're doing live stream. So just a little bit about our guest speaker today. She is an amazing mom, an award-winning global speaker, best-selling author, and college admissions expert. After years of teaching, consulting, and coaching in the educational field, she provides educational strategies for middle school and college students to empower them to connect their vision to a future plan of action that will make a global impact from an innovative perspective. How wonderful is that? As the CEO of Suited for Success College Planning Services, she prides herself on providing her families with step-by-step guidance through her amazing bestseller book, Winning the Game of College Admissions, as well as coaching her students through identifying and choosing the right fit for college, socially, academically, and financially. She has received numerous awards and recognition for her work and been featured in several magazines. Please welcome to the show, Miss Regina Robinson. Woo-hoo! Welcome, Regina. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine. Thank you so much for being on the show today and joining us.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
I can't hear anything.
Uh-oh, you can't hear me? Oh no! Oh, what a great way to start, right? Oh man, wait a minute. Well, let's see what's going on here. Little tech support. We're having problems with the audio. Oh my goodness. Let me see. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can make some corrections here and see if we can get some sound. See if we can get her back on with us. See if we can get any sound. Can you hear me, Regina? Oh no. My first day live stream and we're having technical difficulties. This is not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. Okay, let me see what I can do here.
Anna?
Yes, can you hear me? I can hear you, but you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Nothing, huh? Okay, I don't know why she can't hear me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully we can fix this shortly. Is this what happens on real TV? I guess so. We're going to try to fix this in just a second here. Let's see. See what we can do here. Hopefully folks are just getting chimed in, so you haven't missed much if you're just tuning in. You're live with Your Life, Your Money, Brianna Cologne, and today we're talking about college planning. And I'm hoping that I can get my friend Regina back on live here. We've been able to get her on live by picture, but not by volume. We're having trouble with the volume today. And we were just fine a few minutes ago. That's what's sad about the whole thing. Let me see. So Regina, let me have you, let's see. Let's have you disconnect. I'm going to hang you up and I'm going to have you to log back in. Let me have her log back in. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with me. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Things that happen when you go live, I tell you. Things that happen when you go live. But it's all good because, again, if you just stay tuned in, like I said, she's going to be talking about the college admissions process and all that we need to know pertaining to that. She's going to be talking about what the students should be doing now, the seniors that are getting ready to graduate, what the kind of things that they should be working on at this point in time. She's going to be talking about the FAFSA and what all, pertains to that with the parents. All right, so hopefully we've gotten her back now. Let's see. Can you hear us, Regina?
Yes. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, I
Hallelujah.
can. We
Okay,
are
well, again,
strictly
starting
live and
over.
we can hear
I
each
know, I'm
other.
telling you, starting over, I'm saying welcome. All right. So, for those that are just tuning in, this is Regina Robinson. She is a college admissions expert and the owner of Suited for Success College Planning Services, LLC. All
All
right.
right.
So, Regina, I want to just jump right in and start talking about the seniors that are getting ready to graduate right now. What kind of things should they be thinking about and doing at this point in time as it pertains to preparing to go off to college? Because by now, most of them probably should have made a decision by now, right?
Well, in an ideal world, prior to COVID-19, most of the students
Right,
would have made a decision. And
right.
so, with everything going on in the pandemic and students not being able to get a last look at their college or universities that they were anticipating or debating between maybe one or two schools that they were trying to get to their top choice, and
Mm-hmm,
now having to go online and do virtual tours of the schools, do webinars, do information sessions, and things like that. Kids are not as quickly to make a decision this year as in previous years. Of course, we are less than about a week and a half away from National Signing Day, which is usually for the last decades on May 1st. However, with
oh,
everything with COVID-19, I'm not sure that that's going to be such as an exciting signing day as it's been in the past. However, I believe social media will be blinging and dinging
mm-hmm,
and ticking with all the special announcements and congratulations from families and friends to their students and to
mm-hmm.
their loved ones. So anywhere
Wow.
between May 1st and June 1st right now.
Okay, is about the time frame. And are you finding that people are able to still get their financial aid packages processed in a timely fashion?
So yes, so most schools had already dispersed financial aid award letters prior to or right at the onset of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm,
However, schools have been diligent, and shout out to all the colleges and universities. They have been very diligent in making sure they can still stay connected to students and parents virtually. So you
okay.
can set up calls with financial aid officers. In fact, I've been on the phone with several of the financial aid officers for my daughter, as I am a senior parent for a mom, senior mom parent. And so
Congratulations.
they are still, thank you. And so they are still live and ready to take phone calls, to assist you, to answer any questions, and most importantly, to assist because they understand the
Mhm,
impact of what we are
mhm.
all experiencing due to COVID-19. And so they are giving out grants, additional grant money, some schools, additional award money, some schools. So for every parent who has experienced or family who have experienced and have been impacted, don't hesitate to reach out to your student's financial aid office. There are
Okay.
things that they can do to assist and help. You never ask, they never know you need.
I know that's right. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I think I would say that, some parents probably haven't really considered that because they're, new, especially if they're new coming into the school, there might not have been a thought like, oh, well, among all the other things they have to think about
Yeah,
pertaining to just their everyday expenses to now have to think about, okay, well, maybe the college might give me a break or give me an additional grant or give me a, but your
absolutely.
point is very valid. You got to ask. Worst
Absolutely. You
thing you
have
can
to
say is
ask.
no.
Out of sight, out of mind. And so I've been telling all of my students, we had Student for Success assisted 19 seniors this year. And so we've been telling all the parents, listen, for the ones who have been impacted, reach out. That is
Hmm.
important because they don't know you've been impacted because they don't live in your household.
That's
But what
right.
they have put aside, a lot of schools, is some extra funding to try and assist families for the class of 2020 to ensure that they can make it affordable for their
Hmm.
students to be able to come and participate and come to the schools that are really their top choice schools and not have to settle.
Right, right. Yeah, that's good. So now what about the students for next year that are, approaching senior year for class of 2021? Do you have any specific um, suggestions about what they should be doing at this point in time?
So for the class of 2020, 2021, what I know is, and this is for the 2020, 2021, and beyond, this
Okay.
is unfamiliar territory for all of our babies. And
Mm-hmm.
so what I do know is mental health is heavy, and it is
Mm,
real. And so we
Okay.
have to give our students an opportunity to process what they are experiencing. You
Mm-hmm.
have kids who are 100% online learning who have never done anything online.
Mm-hmm.
And then some families who are struggling to get the resources to even allow their children to be online. And
Mm.
so we have to cater to that. And so I
Right.
believe a lot of schools and universities and colleges are understanding of that. And we
Mhm.
have to pack our patience in this process.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
not an overnight thing, but it will be drastic changes for the class of 2021. You have a lot of schools and universities who are now moving to test optional due to
Mm-hmm.
the fact that all spring SAT and ACT testing was canceled, and all
Mm.
they're going to doing online AP exams and IB exams, and so there's such a
Wow.
shift in the college admissions process that so many are not aware of, that are changing every day, and that they are needing to adjust and shift and pivot as families right along with the schools as they pivot. And so
Wow.
this is new territory even for the colleges and universities. And so what
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest class of 2021 is, here's the deal: there are colleges and universities offering virtual sessions. They're offering
Mm-hmm.
talk sessions. They're doing virtual visits of their campuses. Now is the time for you to dive in and take advantage of that until we know when college campuses are going to open again. This is going to be
Mm-hmm.
ideal for you in getting a head start on your college research.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha. So it's really just adjusting with the time because, if you're still
Yes,
planning to go to college next school year, not the coming school year, but the following school year, and you can't take a college tour right now, I mean, you still got to get it done
absolutely.
one way or another so you can make a
Yes,
decision. So I think that's good that
yes,
they are, the colleges and universities are adapting very quickly to the changing environment to still be able to, make progress and have the students be adaptable to get things done and get into the college they want to get into.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also kind of a learning curve for them as they prepare to transition into college. So, as things are shifting and becoming unfamiliar, it's important that students learn how to pivot. And so,
Mm-hmm.
why it shifts, you need to pivot. And so,
Mm-hmm.
this is when you leave from high school to college, it's a shift, and you got to be willing to pivot in that shift so that you can see success and so that you
Mm-hmm.
can grow into who you're becoming every day while you're at that college campus. And so this is
Mm-hmm.
giving them an opportunity to stretch themselves beyond what they've been used to and be flexible, that everything is not always going to be familiar, but in the unfamiliarity is where you'll grow. And so I think this
Right.
is huge for our students.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. So I want to shift gears for a second and just talk about your business for a minute. And what, if you could tell us about all of the services that you offer, just kind of give us a rundown. And then I want to kind of break that down one by one to talk in more detail about, each one and what all that entails.
So we start with students that are as early as eighth grade. And so they
Okay.
can get into, if they're an eighth, ninth, and 10th grader, they can get into our College Bound Mentor program. And what we do in those programs is kind of walk students through a mentorship of time management, study skills, making sure they're taking the right classes in high school, getting involved with extracurricular activities, making sure they're signing up for different summer programs that can
Mm.
help them in preparing for what it is that they might want to major in. And so we're doing different test assessments with them to kind of understand and discover what might be the best major for them. And so we're
Wow.
doing some of those things in the eighth, ninth, and 10th grade. When they get to
Okay.
the 11th grade, they can then pivot and they can then shift and make the
Mhm.
pivot, right?
Right.
So they'll be coming to our VIP College Bound program, which they're with us from 11th to 12th grade, where we're
Mm-hmm.
heavily into now let's create and put together your preliminary list and let's start visiting those colleges. Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily all with me because we do a college tour, but sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
help them to craft visits for their families to go on private visits as well. Because there's some schools they're going to go see that we don't go see on our college tour. And so they're
Right.
with us from junior year to senior year. We work with them on research in schools and helping them to navigate down to their top 7 schools. We work with them on their applications, their college essays, scholarships, and then making sure they get their transcripts and recommendation requests and process so that in the end, they can get those yes mail and they can get those yes letters in the mail and be
Right.
excited about all the schools that they can get into. So
So wait a minute. I
97%
want to
of our
backtrack.
students.
Wait a minute. Let me
Go ahead.
backtrack for a second because you're touching on a whole lot of good stuff, juicy, good stuff that the parents, I just don't want to gloss over that. I want to go back to the eighth grade piece for a minute because one of the things I wrote down you said was you worked with them on time management. That right there
Yeah.
is everything because, not all students, I mean, I have three kids, and of my three kids, not all of them are good on time management. Some of them are, some of them aren't, and the ones that aren't are all the way not good, doing good with time management. So I'm
Yes.
sure that is a big area for a lot of parents that have multiple children that they found, I'm sure, that they have issues with, keeping their child on track or being able to maintain a schedule and that type of thing. So to be able to walk with them from eighth grade to prepare them, just that transition, first of all, going into high school, that alone is already a big deal,
Yes.
but being able to help them through that. And you also mentioned something about summer programs, I think, right?
So that's all about if they go to a college or a university over the summer and do like a summer program and something they're interested in. So
Okay.
for instance, my daughter, when she was getting ready to prepare for college, there was several different areas she was interested in. And so I said, well, some areas you kind of had exposure to based off of the electives you've taken in high school and middle school. So let's look at some of the summer programs. So she did a summer program in forensic science, which was a major she was considering. Once she did the summer program, she realized, actually, this isn't necessarily what I want to do. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think that we have to expose our children so that they can get a familiarity of what it is they like and what it is that they maybe do not like. Because sometimes they're not aware. And so it's
That's
up
right.
to us as a parent to invest in our children and make sure they
Mm-hmm.
have the resources and tools and exposure so that they can prepare themselves for the next level.
Yeah, that right there, that's a big deal because I mean, even fast forwarding to where college students graduate, I've met as an employer when I'm doing interviews for just an admin position. I've met so many college students that have come in and interviewed for an admin position, but they have a college degree. And that stems back for they haven't been able to find something in their field. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, why you're majoring in chemistry? Why are you coming here to apply for the admin position? That's not going to pay you what you're worth or have you doing the things that you want to do. But it all goes back to exactly what you just said, which is early on allowing them those opportunities and putting them in programs that will let them explore and figure out, do I like this? I don't like this. Oh, this sucks. I want to do something else.
Absolutely.
But you don't know that. And if you don't put them in some type of summer program. So you help them to find those summer programs as well?
Yeah, so we work with them to offset summer programs to find that they can have that experience. So depending on what they're considering and majoring in, we work with them on
Mm-hmm.
trying to find programs for that.
Yeah, that's good. Now, is that something that they typically do if they're working with you? Do they? Well, first of all, with that eighth grade college bound, the mentor program, is that generally continuous for a client? Like once they start with you in eighth grade, the parent generally continues with you through high school, or is it like do this many sessions and then you kind of let them come back to you as needed, or how does that work?
So it's a monthly membership, so they can stay in as long as they want to stay in.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
not
so
bad.
they can
Okay.
go from eighth, ninth, and 10th grade in that membership, and then they
Hmm.
can advance to the next level and go into the 11th and 12th grade program. That's a combined program, which is the VIP College Bound program. And that's when they're doing the research, visiting the colleges, starting to work on their essays, getting their scholarships done. They've been doing scholarships. They get scholarships starting in eighth grade. We give them a list every month of scholarships we're aware of at
Really?
whatever level
Wow.
program they're in for us. So they
So you said, wait a minute. So you said eighth. So with eighth graders, they
and
can.
getting that information so that they can have that.
Okay. So you're giving them the information. So it's not that they can apply starting in eighth grade, right?
So no, there are scholarships. You can start to win scholarships as early as elementary school.
Okay. Okay. Got you. Seems like we have a delay now.
Yes, something clicked in and knocked a delay into the system, so I apologize for
It's
that, one more.
okay. Things that happen when you go live. It's all good. Yeah.
Technology is not always our best friend. We rely on it a lot, but it doesn't always. Sometimes it can be disrespectful.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think that's really good because I would say a lot of eighth and ninth graders are probably not even in the mindset of scholarships at that early of a stage. They're probably like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
scholarship. I'm just trying to go to ninth grade right now. I don't even know what I want to do or want to be. So the fact that you're already kind of getting them mentally prepared, is awesome.
Yeah. So we try and make sure our goal at Suited for Success is to make sure our students are exactly that, suited for success, that they have the tools, they
Mm-hmm.
have the resources for every level that they're going to journey through in their high school career. I always
Right,
say every
right.
level requires more of who you are. Every level requires you to become a different person. And so that college
Mm-hmm.
admissions process, every level wants to collect something from you. And it's up to the students and parents to be educated about what that is so that by the time you get to senior year, you're ready.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's good. So talk about your you were talking earlier about the VIP what did you call it? The VIP college
Bound
uh
program. So yeah, so that's our 11th and 12th grade program. We work with
okay.
the kids to go through researching colleges. They get to their top 7. We help them work on 7 applications, scholarships, essays, recommendations, transcripts, packaged, get the FAFSA, everything. So we make
Mm.
sure they get through the entire college process. And so
Uh-huh.
all they have to do is wait to open that mailbox and get those yeses in the mail. And
I
so
know
we've
that's
had a
right.
great track record. 97% of our students get into their top 3 choice schools. 100% of our students go off to college because we do work with students who go to 2-year or 4-year colleges.
Come on here, Regina. Go ahead. That's awesome.
Yeah.
97% of your students. That's awesome.
Yes.
So,
And so we have helped literally this year. I have 19 seniors, and so far already, they've already, in our calculation for what they've gotten, they have already maxed out over $7 million in scholarships and grants. And so they are not
wow.
playing games.
Wow.
The money is out there. The
Wow.
problem is, are the kids doing the work to get the money?
That's right. Absolutely. Wow. 19 seniors and over. What was that number? How many million was
We're
that?
close.
7
They're
million?
close to 7 million in scholarships and grants.
Wow. Did
Yep,
y'all hear that? 7 million in
7
scholarships.
million.
Come on here. That is a big,
The
big.
money is
I wish
out
I had an
there.
automatic applause in the background because
Yes.
that's a big deal.
The money is out there. The money is there. We got to get our kids to position themselves to get the money. The schools offer, there's so many colleges that offer, I'm talking luxury merit packages because your
Mm-hmm.
child has done the work in their high school career. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is our students aren't cashing in, or they're applying to the schools that they can't get the merit money from because they don't really qualify for that school. But that school says, yes, we'll accept you, but they don't have any merit money to give the student. Had they applied to a
Mm-hmm.
totally different college, same credentials, same opportunities at the return on investment at the end, that could have given them about $28,000 in merit money, which is free
Mm-hmm.
money. And so, based off of just your academics and your test scores. And so, they could have cashed in on that compared to zero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's a big deal. So you just touched on something there because you're talking about the type of school matters, because sometimes kids have their hopes and dreams set on, I want to go to this school, I want to go to Howard, or I want to go to Duke, university, or whatever the college is. But your point is, don't put your eye on the name of the school per se. If the goal is you want to not have to be paying out of pocket forever and ever, amen, on student
That's
loans.
right. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, and I
And
think a lot of
so,
parents get caught up with that, with their kids, because they want, every parent they want the best for their kids, but sometimes, you
mhm,
want the kids to have what they want too. And if they're desiring a certain college or whatever, sometimes I think parents have a hard time saying no to that, even if they can't afford it, even if it means a student
yes,
loan. But your point is we need to get over that.
yes. And now, and granted, some families will need student loans to fund their child's education, but when you can look from a different route and
Mm-hmm.
not get student loans, then that's the route you want to go, right? So
Right.
you want to try and position your child so that they can go to school without debt. It's not about a name, it's about what does that school offer you as a return on investment.
Come on
Are they
here. Return on
participating in
investment.
internships? Yeah, do
Yeah.
they offer internships? Do they have study abroad? Are they making sure kids are working and going out and doing internships in their majors early on?
Mm-hmm.
Are they exposing them, and do they have a database of alumni that the students can connect to? So you got to get past it just being a name, and you got to start saying, what is my return on investment when my child goes to this school and comes out, so that they're not in debt trying to pay off when they can actually be in their career preparing for their future as young adults.
Right. That's right. Absolutely. Wow. That's really, really good stuff. So you also touched on the FAFSA. I always have a hard time saying that. And it's such an ugly word because I hate filling it out. times three
Yes.
for me. And so you said you help them to fill that out. So do you do the parent side of it too? Do they give you documentation and you help them fill that out, or the parents still do theirs and you help the child, or how does that work?
So we usually do everything together. So the entire student and parent, we go through their whole session together.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're
Mm-hmm.
making sure they have everything filled out. Here's the deal. Most parents will try and navigate that FAFSA on their own, or don't try and call the FAFSA database to get help. And they wind up putting in the wrong information or
Mm-hmm.
all the information that wasn't needed. And so you want to be able to maximize and make sure you complete the FAFSA correctly. And then you have the parents who will say, I'm not going to do the FAFSA because I make too much money. Or then you got the parent who will say, I'm not going to do the FAFSA because I don't want them in my business. Come on, people, we got to get past that. The
Mm-hmm.
FAFSA is an opportunity for your student to possibly get some grant money or connected to a scholarship that they would not get if you do not complete the FAFSA. So every parent should complete the FAFSA, regardless if you think you're going to get some money. Let the school tell you you're not going to get any money.
That's good right there. Let the school stop trying to assume. Don't assume nothing.
Yes,
Let the school
don't
tell you no.
assume. Yes.
That's good because you're right. There are plenty of parents who are in a higher salary income bracket who are just like, oh yeah, I'm not going to even bother because I
Yep.
already know I'm not going to qualify for anything or whatever. And that mindset, I guess, would hinder them obviously from what possibly could be some money available to their child.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. So I'll go ahead with the rest of your services. I kind of cut you off so we could dig in a little
No,
bit
that's
deeper. You
okay.
covered two because you talked about the college planning services. Now, was that the VIP part and the eighth grade, eighth, ninth, and 10th graders? Was all of that a part of the college planning services, or those two separate
Um,
things?
So those are all two different programs by grade level. So the programs we have are all by grade level. So that's for our
Okay.
eighth, ninth, and 10th grade is the mentor program. Then the 11th
Uh-huh.
and 12th grader is the VIP college bound program. And then
Okay.
then when they go off to college, we have what we call our college transition mentor program. So we stay with students when they go off to college, making sure they are scheduling the right classes, not getting themselves in over their heads, having someone to talk to
Mhm.
be able to bounce off things when they're feeling overwhelmed, when they're not sure of how to navigate things or how to handle a crisis. Or we also every day I send them what I call my daily dose of inspiration. And so the kids love it. They get a morning text from me to kind of set the atmosphere for their day. Believe it or not, that these students are going through a lot of different changes that they're not yet ready and prepared for. And so that's
Mm.
also a membership that they can enroll in as well. And so then we do the college tour, which is every year, spring break for 8th through 12th grade students. And we go south. So we go to Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Morehouse, Georgia State, Old Dominion, Hampton, Virginia State, North Carolina A&T, and North Carolina Central.
Okay, so you are those like the schools that you decide to go on are based on where the students want to go, or do you have like a set list of schools that you go to every year, or how does that work?
That's the set list of schools we go to every year.
Okay, okay, nice. That's awesome. So in that case, now that right there is a big deal also because a lot of parents that would save them time and money and
Exactly.
energy and everything else for the busy parent. It's like, oh my gosh, I would love for somebody else to take my child on a college tour. Now, some
Mm-hmm.
parents, of course, like to have that experience, with their child. But for the parents, I'm sure I speak for many parents who have multiple children, and by the time you get to the second and third one,
Yeah.
it becomes a little bit challenging when you're trying to juggle so much. And so to have that opportunity where we could say, okay, well, just send them to Suited for Success and get on the college tour, and now you've just taken them for the whole spring break, and they can go and see what was
Mm-hmm.
it, 7 or 8 schools.
Yes. And so what it does is it allows the students to actually get a glimpse of what it's going to be like for college life. And so they're gone for 4 days, 3 nights without their parents. They're visiting these colleges. We're staying in hotels. And so they're having to get to know other peers that they maybe didn't know. Networking, just like when you get to college, you don't necessarily know your roommate. When you get to colleges, there's a hustle and bustle that you have to be used to. And so they're able to get that. What I know a lot of times with parents, they'll say, well, we'll go on a college tour because we're not going to make that investment to send kids on a college tour. We're going to take you on a tour. Then they realize they got to take off all these days from work. So then now you're using your leave. Then they start trying to book these hotels and it's so expensive because they're not doing it at a group rate. So then they start realizing they got to travel in their car, spend money, and their visits wind up being so much more money than they would have sent their kid on a group college tour. And I always tell parents, you're going to go with your kids in the end to see their
Right.
colleges, because you only really need to see the top 2 or 3 they're considering, as opposed to all of the ones they're just weaning through.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's definitely a time saver, if you will. And from what you're saying,
Yeah.
it's a money saver too, between all the hotels and the food and the,
Yes.
stopping here and there and the mileage on the car and just a number of things. So, and so you said
Absolutely.
that's typically you do one tour per year, you said, or do you do two?
So that's typically a note. So we do one every year, but because of COVID-19, we did not have our spring break one for 2020. So
Mhm.
that tour will now be coming the fall. So we're
Okay.
waiting for schools to open their campuses back up, and we will do that tour in the fall. But we still will have our tour on spring break for the 2021 spring break year. So that one will be March 28th through March 31st.
Okay. Oh, you got
But the
those dates
fall
ready,
one,
honey.
yeah. So, but the
Love it.
fall one we are still working on, because of course we have to wait till the colleges and universities open their doors again.
Right, right. Now, do you still have any open slots if there were any parents that wanted to jump on that bandwagon for the fall, or are you sold out or what?
So yes, we do still have some open spots for the fall, because there were some parents who were seniors who were going with us. So there would be no need for them to go
Uh,
with us anymore, simply
right,
because they are already graduated and will be at their colleges in the fall when we go. So we do have, I think,
right.
11 spots opened back up, because those were
Okay.
going to be seniors. So we take 50 students, and so 11 spots dropped because we had 11 seniors.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you were sold out. That's what I really heard.
Oh, we were sold out. Yes. We sell out every year. So if you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go with her in the fall, we got 11 spots, or I'm going to go with her on spring break. When we open up, you need to be watching our website, be on our newsletter, so that you can get dibs and get your child in early. So we sell
I know
out
that's
every
right.
year. And
Wow.
this is year 12 for us.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, this is definitely eye-opening, I'm sure, for a lot of parents that are watching because, some of them may not have even known that this type of service exists. And, to have been doing this college tour for 12 years, that's amazing. That's really, really good. And I'm sure it's really blessed a lot of students along the way. You've seen a lot of transition of some of them now are like fully should already be graduated from college
Oh,
and
yes.
already working their
Some of them
career
have,
jobs.
yeah, they're married and having kids and all of that, and they're still my babies and keeping in contact, a lot of them. And so often a lot of them go on a college tour, and that's
Uh-huh.
often the students that become a part of our college bound program, whether it's our VIP or our college bound mentor program. And
Hmm.
then some go off and come into our college transition program. So that's often how we fill those spots, because we work with a limited amount of students every year, and so we
Okay.
fill up quickly. And so we always tell parents, when you know you want help, I know a lot of times parents try and help their students on their own, and they're using
Mhm.
20 years ago college admissions process tactics that do not work for 2020. And so that's why a lot of times their students going to college and they're in so much debt. And that is because their parents are trying to help them with what they know when they were actually doing paper applications that don't even exist anymore. And so the
Mm.
times have changed. And this COVID-19 has shifted everything completely. And so I am I push 2020 parents to activate now, to move
Mhm.
quickly and getting your children assistance so they can maximize off of the opportunities for the class of
Mhm.
2021.
Wow, wow, that's really, really good. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take a very, very quick commercial break to let you catch your breath for a second because I know I got you talking, honey, giving all us this juicy information. I'm just going to let them see a quick video about our Keep the Change challenge. I've been challenging people that have had a hard time saving money to just keep the change, pay in cash and keep the change
Absolutely.
and put it in a bucket. And for some people have already been doing that and they have buckets and that kind of thing. But there are so many others who have not. And they find themselves saying, "Oh, I feel like I can never save any money. I feel like I never have any money." So I'm trying to help them
Yeah.
eliminate that excuse. So we're just going to show a quick video of that, and then we'll be right back, continuing on talking about the college planning process.
Awesome.
All right. Hey everybody? It's your girl here, Regina Cologne, and I just wanted to take a minute and invite you to join me for the KTC Challenge, aka Keep the Change. All you got to do is pay in cash, keep the change, and put it in the bucket. Say it with me. Pay in cash, keep the change, and put it in the bucket. One more time. Pay in cash, keep the change, and put it in the bucket. Ooh, pay in cash, keep the change, and put it in the bucket. And see how much you have saved by the end of the year. Hashtag the KTC Challenge. Tag me in your post. I would love to see you growing your bucket. All right? Make it a great day. Bye-bye. All right, and we're back. Uh-oh, I don't know what happened to Regina. We'll have her back in just a moment. Still learning technology, my first time doing this program. So, Regina, are you with us? Regina? Oh, there you are.
Like,
can you hear me? No. It just put you on hold for a moment, but we're back. So if you are just tuning in, we are talking with Regina Robinson, who is a college admissions expert. And she is also the president and CEO of Suited for Success College Planning Services, LLC. And she has been giving us some all the way juicy insight today about the college planning process and some of the services that she offers, talking about her college tour. Regina, we lost you for a second. There you are. About her college tours that she offers during spring break, where she's taking kids on college tours to 7 different colleges, saves parents time and money. She also talked about the FAFSA for the parents and the students, how they work on it together to help make it less of a painful process, because that process, I'll totally admit, is always painful for me, but I get it done, but it's a pain. And so she also talked about college transition and some of the planning services, working with students from 8th grade all the way up through college, really. And so going back to the students that are in college, what types of things do you do for them? Wow, those are the ones that get the daily dose, right? The students that are already in college. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh. Sorry, guys.
I don't hear anything.
And I can hear you just fine. Okay, let me see. Let me try to bring her back. Let's see. Thanks, guys, for being patient with me. This is my first time using this live stream, so we're trying stuff out. Can you hear me, Regina? Nothing again, huh? Okay, let me see. We might have to have you unconnect and reconnect again. Let's see. We're going to have her connect again. She'll be back in a moment. We will have her back in just a moment. Let me just let her know that she just needs to call back in so we can continue on this great conversation we're having today. So much information that I'm telling you, we just, a lot of times we don't know what we don't know. And so all of this information is very insightful today on things we need to do to prepare our upcoming high schoolers and our seniors and our college students that are already in college. So hopefully she'll be back on in just a moment and we can get her back connected so we can continue this discussion. Let's see. Looks like she's coming back in. Let's see. I know for me, having had to do this for a number of years, because when your child is in private school, you have to fill out a FAFSA then too. And that FAFSA is no joke for you parents that have been through it. I know you can feel my pain to have to, and it's not that it's that difficult. I mean, some stuff is a little difficult to figure out here and there, but for the most part, it's just trying to figure out what to put on the form, where to find it on the tax return, all of those types of things, can be a little nerve-wracking at times. Oh, there she is. Okay, let's see. All right, so hopefully we can get her right back. Let's see.
Hello?
Oh, we have blue screen. No, Regina. Oh, and we're having such good discussion. Little patience, folks. We're working on it. We are working on it.
Hello?
Not sure why we're having blue screen again. Trying to see here what we need to do to get her situated here. Let me see. So this is what they do when they're on live TV, huh? They keep talking.
Hello?
Thank you guys for being patient with me.
Hello?
Not sure what exactly has happened. Let me see. I'm gonna just tell her to connect, try to connect one more time. Tell her to connect again. Hopefully we'll get her back up in a moment. So while we're waiting, Regina also has a new book out. Hopefully she can connect this time. Let me see. No, what is going on? Okay, I'm not sure why we lost her. I may be able to get her back on audio. Let's see. If we can connect her on audio, then we'll still be in business. So we're going to get this thing done one way or another. We're going to get her on this line. Let's see. We're going to work it out. Let's see. Right there. All right. Little technical difficulties, but we're going to work it out. We're going to get you on.
Hello?
So I'm not sure why we can't get you on screen, but I have you on speaker. So we'll just continue with the audio just so we can keep going.
Okay, awesome.
Hopefully our listeners can hear you. If you guys cannot hear her, please post in the comments and let me know so that we can try to adjust accordingly. Let's see. Say something, Regina.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yep. I think we have you now on audio. So we should be good to go. So I was just telling them about your book, and I didn't talk about. Let's see if you want to tell us what's the name of your book and where can we find it.
So the book is called Winning the Game of College Admission.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find it on Amazon, or you can also get it on our website at suitedforsuccess.org.
Okay. All right. So her website is suitedforsuccess.org. Let's see. I think we can have that put on the screen for you. So if you want to check out Regina for some of her services, let's see. The name of her book is Winning the Game of College Admissions. And you said the book is available through your website?
Yes, they can get it on the website or through Amazon.
Okay, so it is available on Amazon. She is a best-selling book author, by the way. So I just thought I would throw that out there. You know, I'm sure they can tell from conversation today that you know your stuff. So I think that's really, really great. And I did see it because I think I did look on Amazon earlier, and I saw that I think the book is $19.99. Is that right?
Yes, probably on Amazon, yes. And then if you get it on our website, it's just $20.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so yeah, that's not a bad investment to get more knowledge on the college admissions process and things that obviously, as you can see here today, things that we may or may not have been aware of that will make us a little bit sharper as we start planning for our children and our grandchildren to help them get through college. And then your website is suitedforsuccess.org, suitedforsuccess.org, and there you will find more about her services on the college planning, about the college tour. As she mentioned, that there are still some slots open if you want to get your child in for this year, as well as the FAFSA. So now, what else does your company offer, Regina? Did we cover all of your services?
So we do individual things. Some people might not want the whole collective.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do individual workshops. But we do a FAFSA workshop every year for parents. We do webinars. And I go and speak at colleges, high schools, and churches, and for fraternities, sororities, and organizations.
Oh, okay. All right. So I know that that's good to know for a lot of the churches, I would say for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely it's needed at the high school level as well, you know, to have you come in and speak. But I think sometimes that can also get missed at churches to be able to have someone to come in and talk about the college process and things that parents need to be thinking about to get them on track. Because sometimes parents are, quite frankly, parents are just busy. You know, maybe they, you know, especially in a single parent household, sometimes they're working a lot of long hours or what have you, and may not have the time to put in to do the things that are necessary to help their child get to that next level. So to have you come in and do a seminar at a church, or other organization is, definitely can be really, honestly, can be life-changing for the child.
Absolutely. I know we meet a lot of students. I speak at most of the high schools here in the area, and our program is not just for students who are in our area. We work with students globally.
Oh,
Like you don't have to live near us for us to assist your family. So we have students who live in other states, and we help students from other countries.
wow. Wow. Okay. Go ahead and be worldwide. I hear you. Okay.
Mhm.
So because, well, I mean, that's the power of technology. So folks, you heard that right here. No matter where you live, pretty much anywhere in the world, her company would be able to help you with all of these things as it relates to college. Now, what about for students that are already in college that maybe they didn't get scholarships when they first started college, but maybe now they're going into sophomore or junior year? Are there things that your company can help them with as far as, now trying to rectify the situation, if you will, and be able to maybe not have future student loans and get scholarships or grants or whatever?
So the only thing we have for when the students are already in college is our college transition mentor program.
Mm-hmm.
But we do not. So when kids or families or parents are reaching out to me and they have that situation, my recommendation to them is definitely there's scholarships out there to do research on.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest part is talking to your school financial aid office and finding out what scholarships they get available once you're already in college.
Gotcha. But that's still good information, because so many students, will just, I hate to call it take the easy way out, but I'll say the convenient way out, or so it seems. It feels convenient at the time to just get a student loan and, okay, we'll just do that and call it a day. And a lot of times it's just our mindset that we've been conditioned to. I go off to college, I get a student loan, and then before you know it, you've racked up, 60, 70, $80,000 in debt, which then can turn into $150,000 in debt, because so often people don't pay the loan right off. We defer it and wait because, life is happening and we're not ready to start making payments yet. So we do a forbearance, so we do a deferment or whatever. And in the meantime, all that time while we were in school, the interest is being tacked on and tacked on and tacked on. And then on top of that, the longer they wait after graduation to get that started, now people are end up paying like twice as much for what maybe started out as a $30,000 or $40,000 loan. Now they owe like 70 or 80,000 on this money. So no wonder the schools, the student loan companies are so eager to hand out the money. Hey, you can have a student loan, and you can have a student loan.
Absolutely.
They don't mind. They'll give it out to you, But I mean, honestly, that's something that I see all the time with my clients that come in and they have student loan debt, and sometimes it's their own student loan debt, and they're already well into their 30s or into their 40s and still having this debt that's been just carried over, and now they owe so much more beyond what the original loan amount was. So I really appreciate you and what you offer in your services, because we have to start with changing our mindset. That's the first piece that we need to kind of get past. That, I'm not good. I might not be able to get a scholarship. We have to get past all of that stinking thinking, if you will, and open our minds and explore the opportunities to see what else is out there.
Absolutely, because there's so much out there, and we can't just take hold of what's the first thing that we believe is available to us out there. We have to do our due diligence.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So I wrote down. This is your Facebook social media. It's S4S for those that want to connect to her on Facebook. It's S, the number 4, S, College Bound. Yes, S4S. So you can search that in the Facebook. It's S4S, and I'm going to put that up on the screen. See, I can't multitask here. This is all learning for me with this program.
Technology.
I'm telling you. Okay, so now it's on the screen. That's her social media. For Facebook, it's S4S College Bound. So if you type that in the search engine on Facebook, you'll be able to connect with her on social media. Now, are you on LinkedIn as well?
I'm Regina Robinson on LinkedIn.
Okay, all right. Regina Robinson on LinkedIn. Any other social media platforms, or mainly Facebook and LinkedIn?
Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Okay, and what's your Instagram?
Same thing, S for S, college bound.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, hopefully some people will definitely be reaching out to you today, and if not today, this week, this weekend, because this show will be watched over and over again. And I'm sure that people are going to share it as well, because you've definitely given some insightful information. Are there any other things that I missed in your services or that you offer? I don't want to miss anything because all of it's good.
Interesting for us to leave with the students and the parents that this is a huge adjustment for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And just remember to pack your patience during this season.
Mm-hmm.
The colleges and universities are treading waters that they've never been on, as
Mm-hmm.
well as the high schools
Mm-hmm.
and middle schools. But in that process doesn't mean that you have to sit still. There's still resources available to you. There's still things that, continuous shifts in the college process
Mm-hmm.
that you need to keep your ears to the ground listening for, so that you can best help your child to navigate that process.
Mm-hmm.
Parents, there are thousands of parents all the time. I mean, grave numbers of parents all the time who hire people like myself, which is an independent counselor, to make sure their family have the resources and tools they need to successfully win the game of college admissions, because that's exactly what it is, a game. And you have to have all your pieces on the board so that you know how to move, when to move, and when not to move.
Absolutely.
And so that's important for you to continue moving forward so that you can successfully send your students to college without being into debt. I'm a proud mom to send my daughter to college come this fall, and we will not pay one dime for her to go to college.
Come on here. Come on here. Okay. Did y'all hear that? Senior. So she's not just teaching others, she's doing it in her own household, and her own daughter is going to school, and she said not a penny is coming out of her pocket. I love it. I love
so we have to position ourselves. A lot of times we think about when you have to seek someone for their services, a lot of times we focus on the return on investment. One thing my parents always say is, oh my gosh, when my daughter got or my son got one award letter,
Mm-hmm.
we paid for your investment 2 or 3 times back.
Mm-hmm.
We got your investment back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they see their scholarship money that their children will get based off of schools that I've recommended they apply to, that they know they didn't have on their list prior to coming to me for my services.
Mm-hmm.
So to see that their kid get $20,000 and $30,000 or $35,000 in scholarships, which they don't have to pay back,
right,
totally pays the investment for them to service me, where they wouldn't even have had that $25,000 or $30,000, because they probably wouldn't have had that school on their list. So you can pay now, or you could definitely pay later. But when you pay later, it will be a lot more than you would have invested upfront.
Wow. Wow. That'll preach right there. That's good. That's really good. Now, I do want to visit one other thing before we end our show today. Earlier on in the show, you mentioned about the students' mental health, that some of them go through challenges mentally with the transition to going to college. Can you talk about that a little bit, about maybe things that you've experienced? Because I think sometimes, once we send our child off to college, depending on the type of relationship you have with your child, you may or may not be aware as a parent of any mental instability or things that your child may be going through at college. So what are some things that you've seen with some of the students you've worked with?
Well, I can say for some of the students who are in my college transition program, one of my students says all the time how she's so excited and happy and feel blessed that her mother did enroll her in that next level, because when she first got to college, we were able to turn her into becoming a 4-year student to graduating in 3 years. That was the first thing she was excited about. Not only that, for the pressure of, she had some issues with roommates, where her roommates were doing things that were not legal on the campus. And so she needed to have a person she could come to and talk to about, how do I handle this situation?
Right.
And so we talked her through it. I talked her through it. She got new roommates. She was able to transition out. And so there's little things like that that students are dealing with. And more so, kids are used to being in school and they might get A's on their papers in English, and then you get to college and you get your first B or C. How do you handle that mentally? For some kids, that is a breakdown.
Right. Right.
And so being able to talk to them and say, okay, so now that you know, did you go to the professor, talk about what was the points that you missed, what the areas you need to improve, should you go to the writing lab more, should you start earlier, can you give them drafts? So these are things that our kids are not thinking about because they have so much on their plate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's having a mentor that can say to them, these are the things that you're not thinking about, but here's the solution and here's how to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives them that sense of relaxation. Now, every school has, every school has academic advisors at colleges for students.
Mm-hmm.
But every high school has guidance counselors too. And ask your students, how well do they know their guidance counselor? It's going to be the same thing of how well they know their academic advisor. So if they have hundreds of kids to one academic advisor, those students won't know them just like they didn't know their guidance counselor.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, that's really good. That's insightful as well, because like I said, a lot of times parents may or may not be in tune with what's happening, with their child off beyond what the child tells them. Sometimes they may not have any idea of what they might be going through, the pressure and whatever is going on, especially.
And I'll have students who have gone through my program and, we do an exit out of the program. And I know they sometimes think that Ms. Robinson is crazy when we're doing our exit because I talk about everything. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, in their mind at the time, they're probably like, oh, yeah, she's like all out there in left field. But no, they realize it after the fact when they realize I had one student. So I tell them in their exit when we're all talking how you never should allow a young man to convince you to come to their room. If they can't see you in the lobby, then you should wonder what's so important that they see you in their dorm room.
That's right.
Because in their dorm room is 2 boys and you're only 1 girl. And you don't know these people, you're getting to know these people. And so you have to protect yourself first and foremost. And so one of the young ladies said, Miss Robinson, I had this young man, he was so adamant about me visiting his room. And I said, no. And so he got offended. So she said, I realized, like you said, he is not the one to be talking to. He can't meet me in the lobby. So it's little things they remember later that might sound crazy now, but will protect them in the end. Because anything could happen.
That's right.
And so we want to make sure, my goal is to make sure my babies are protected and that they are educated and aware of things because here's the deal, it's unfamiliar territory for them. And they're stepping into the unknown, and it's our responsibility to make sure they know what they're about to approach and what they're about to experience and how to handle those experiences.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this has really been great to get today. I really appreciate you coming on the show and being a part. I'm sorry that we were having technical difficulties and we were not able to keep you on the video, but I'm glad we were able to think quickly and get you back on audio so we could, have this really great discussion. And so I just want to recap for those that maybe joined in a little bit late. Certainly you'll want to go back and catch the show from the very beginning. But if you are a parent or grandparent who wants to need some assistance with getting your child prepared for college, starting it with the 8th grade, as early as 8th grade, as Regina mentioned earlier, she has several programs that will help you get your child prepared. And as the biggest thing that I took out of what she said today was that she had 19 seniors this year, and of those 19 seniors, they have over $7 million in scholarships between all of them. That is amazing, a big deal. And so certainly if you want to be a part of that number of her track record of success and be able to help your students to get scholarships and not have to be able to get student loans. I mean, even not just the student loans, but even beyond that, we're also talking about the parent loan as well. The parents have to get loans, they have to co-sign and all this other stuff. And so if we can help eliminate that debt by just making smarter choices and taking advantage and investing in the right resources rather than investing in student loans, investing in companies such as Regina's, where they will help you to be able to get the free money, that will save you a lot of money in the long run. So folks, as I mentioned, as you can see on the screen, if you want to get a hold of Regina, her website is suitedforsuccess.org. Certainly you should reach out to her. And as always, if you want to reach me, my website is www.themoneycounselors. Oh, the M got left off, but I guess I ran out of characters, but it's .com. Themoneycounselors.com or managegodsmoney.com, because that's whose it is, right? God's Money. And you can also connect with me on Facebook at I am Brianna Cologne. If you type that in the search, it'll come right up at I am Brianna Cologne. As always, folks, I thank you for watching. God bless you. And until next week, Wednesday, same time, same place, 4 p.m. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.